everybody. Waiting for you in there to catch up. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Here's to a Problem. Get the monkey butt squared away there. Special little Sunday night show. Woohoo! Episode number 467. Man. So, the big news is, first of all, Roaring Kitty tweeted out a green reverse Uno card. And we're like, interesting thing to do. And then a few minutes later, he posts to Reddit basically a YOLO update that shows that he has $174 million in shares and options, 5 million shares of GameStop at some average of like $21, and another 120,000 contracts for 621 at $20 that are all on the money. And the FOMO has begun. Almost instantaneously, the price rocketed in the 24-hour market on Robinhood, and it just hit the ceiling and it stopped because Robinhood is a stupid rule that they enacted 3 weeks ago, where if the price can't budge more than 20% over the previous trading day's close. And so they hit a ceiling at $27 and something, and there it went. So at the moment, last I checked was like an hour and a half ago, there were over 230,000 buy orders at the ceiling that has happened, sitting in Robinhood 24-hour market, which means the moment pre-market opens, knucking futs, baby, knucking futs. So what's that mean for everybody? Well, FOMO. You want to know how this is going to be FOMO? Because I made one of my only posts ever to my Facebook page mentioning GameStop, and all my friends all of a sudden texting me and messaging me like, "Oh, should I buy now? Should I get in now? Is now the time? Is time now?" I'm like, "Bud, the time was 3 years ago." But the FOMO's hitting, and they're going to be jumping in, and I my gut feeling is that Roaring Kitty, ckingValue, he is going to wait for the FOMO to kick in, for the price action to go nuts, for everyone to jump in there and get their options and their shares and everything else. And he's going to trigger his options, exercise them at the worst absolute time for the short hedge funds. I think he wants people to have the opportunity to jump in and get in on this thing while the iron is hot. And he's letting everyone know. He's like, hey, I have 4.83% of the company, basically, that could be under my control at any moment. Dude, Sunday night. Just give me my internet. For crying out loud. Have to do another one. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's going again. Now it says excellent connection. Well, the power went out earlier because we have a huge storm today. But anyway, I think he sold those 517 options, made $50 million, $150 million, somewhere around there. And he started, once the announcement for the share sale came through on the 17th, that following week, I think on the May 20th is when he started buying. So he started buying, and that Monday, and he started buying shares, he started buying options and loading up. And he got to the point where he's under 5%, so he doesn't have to do any reporting. But he is now the 5th largest shareholder. And if he exercises options, I think he becomes the 3rd largest shareholder, something like that, of GameStop. Now, I'm wondering if he amassed a lot more money over the previous 3 years, perhaps selling covered calls or something on the shares that he had. He had $45 million worth, I think, when it was about $100 a share. So that's a lot of shares. Let's see. Let's first of all, let's after dark it. Boom. Oh, not that one. Dang it. I always do that one. I need to delete that one because it charges me money if I do that. Okay. Oh, turn it off. Ding dong. Oh, butterfly intro is on. Any of the others are on right now? Wait, that didn't turn off. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So let's just do a quick little back of the napkin math here. I don't want to bother with the intro. We'll just do go away Chrome. Here we go. All right. So if he had $45 million in shares at $100 average or so way back when, that puts at 450,000 shares, multiplies Lurker by 4, and that gets 1.8 million shares that he possibly had after the sneeze and everything when he kind of disappeared June of 2021. Okay. Divide that sucker by 100. He had the opportunity to sell 18,000 contracts a week if he wanted to, out of the money and whatever, like buying puts or selling puts, selling covered calls, etc. So let's say that for the last 3 years, he is selling 18,000 contracts at, and they're going to be out of the money, right? He doesn't want them to get triggered or exercise, whatever. Let's say he's selling 18,000 contracts at an average of $100 a contract, right? So he could be pulling in 1.8 million a week, theoretically, off of that for 150 weeks, which means he could have amassed $270 million since the sneeze, or at least since June, when he disappeared, June 2021. He could have amassed a $270 million war chest in just covered calls, somewhere around there. Plus, if he was the 517 guy, add another 100 million to this or so. He had a lot of ammo to work with. I don't think he's going to be buying more shares or calls simply because he doesn't want to become an insider. So he's going to remain below that 5% threshold where he has to report. He's definitely not going to get the 10% where he's an official insider. So he's got money if this is what he did. Interesting. Ponder on that, right? So what's his plan? What's his plan? We had talked about and theorized that he was the whale who was buying these contracts, and then we talked about others. We talked about, maybe it was UBS or whatever. No, he's the whale. UBS is fucked. I bet they wish they were the whale at this point. Nope, UBS, you're toast. You've got 270 million share deficit right now, and you're not going to be able to close. You're gonna watch those bags explode in the next 3 weeks. Now we'll get the volatility. The volatility will be spiking in the next coming weeks. When is he going to trigger the kill switch? When is he going to pull the trigger on those options and exercise them? Those 12 million shares, let's go back to this real quick. He's going to exercise 12 million shares times $20, meaning he's going to be spending $240 million to exercise those shares, which we just showed. If he was selling cover calls the entire time, he probably has around 270 million plus the 100 and whatever million he made selling calls on 517 selling his calls that he had on 517, those $12 ones that they spiked close to $200 million at one point. So he's got the cash, supposedly. I mean, I'm theorizing to exercise those suckers. Is he going to do it before the 21st and really screw over the options writers, or is he going to wait until the 21st to do it? Because right now they might have, as of Friday, maybe 60 shares for every 100 in a contract, just to kind of hedge their bets that might go down. But now they're looking at the overnight pricing and they're realizing, oh, it's going to be a lot higher than that. It's going to be harder to knock it down below $20. They're going to fight hard to do it because they now know they got this giant whale who's got cash on hand to fight these things, right? How much does he? What kind of room does he have 0.05 times 351000000. So he has a window of about 500,000 shares that he can purchase between now and the 21st and not trigger that 5% reporting. There's not much wiggle room at this point. Not much at all. So this is very, 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 very well thought out. Yeah. Okay. All right. What are you guys thinking? I missed a couple super chats because I've been yakking. All right, Bill Cohen, like the night before Christmas. Woohoo! And all through the house, everybody was buzzing like a mouse on crack. Louis, talk call options to me, Houston. Man, I still got my 16 calls. I'm hoping for some crazy volatility, and I can sell and buy back in and sell and buy back in. I want 100 calls. I want 100 calls before this thing does what it did in January 2021. I just want at least 100 calls, because that volatility, I can get rid of those calls, focus on my shares, and do that, and just be comfy. That's all I care about. I just want Monkey, you want to be comfy? I want to be comfy. Yeah, it's true. You do. I know. You do. So I'm gonna try and get myself up there. Got paid this week. Gonna throw a little more at it and see what I can do. I may have to go for more lotto tickets, depending on which cycle of the volatility that we're on with what I got. So, yeah. And with spare change, whenever I buy some, I got spare change, I buy a few more shares just for the hell of it, because why not add to the pile? Like it's my rounding error on that one. So that's what I do, Louis. Tom Zaki, happy birthday, Houston. Glad you make the show now. Okay. Good morning from Germany. I'm the Twitter guy who DM'd. How was your dinner with your mom? You hyped for today? Dinner with my mom was delicious, and then the power went out, and then we tried putting together a puzzle with the power out, and that took a lot longer than it would be if the power was on, because we're like, I don't know. But yeah, had a nice little evening with my mom. And, people are like, do a show. I'm like, no, it's mom time. Hang out with mom. So when that's over, then we do a show. But yeah, we had a lovely time, Tom Zock. I'm sure it is early in the morning and you are wide awake. Just, I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight. I'm doing a show at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Atlantic Eastern, with Josh Hamilton from The Gist. So we're going to do that tomorrow, and my guess is both of us are going to be so distracted looking at graphs bounce around that I don't know how we're going to make a show work. But it might just be silence of just us, both of us just staring at graphs the entire time. I'm doing a live show with him, and then I'll do my regular show in the afternoon, probably after close. And yeah, so whiz pop bang, yippee-ki-yay. This is fun, man. This is really, 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 really fun. This is what we've been waiting for. Oh, we're so close to drinking Martinelli's. So close to that sweet, sweet nectar. Okay. Just from Dax Houston. Is this Sneeze 0.0 or is this trading computers liquidating hedge funds? Also, I want to see them fuck around and find out. Now the cat is live. I can't answer that for sure. If it's Sneeze 2.0, that's why I'm playing my options game. In case, the fuckery happens, they turn off the buy buttons, they do weird things. I want to be able to have at least a comfortable chunk from the options play and still have my shares in case nothing gets closed out. Because why not? Why not have that comfort? So that's how I'm hedging this one. If it's MOAS time, I'm back in the Citadel on Fire shirt. I'm drinking Martinelli's, and we're just going to have a gay old time. That's what we're going to have. So, but we're going to see. I think Roaring Kitty, I think Keith Gil he's out for blood, and he's going to murder it this time. If his play works out and we go to January 21 territory, meaning 480 a share, whatever, he's going to be worth upwards of $7 billion. He's going to turn $50,000 into $7 billion in 3.5 years. That's crazy. If it goes to $100 a share, he's probably worth $1 billion. Yeah, he will be. We'll be worth like $1.2 billion if it goes to $100 a share, which we almost saw 2 weeks ago. So yeah, this is the real deal. This is good stuff. This is delicious. Blood is in the water, and we are circling the chum. And woo! Aaron Salentine, Primo Ass. Avocados. Woo, 5th? Are you 5th? I think you're 2nd. Zoobs, let's go. Zoobs, I was 2. Field Wraith, what number am I? I have no idea. Moas for OS. GME going bonkers overnight and tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's going to be really hard to sleep. I'm going to be useless at some point tomorrow. Marcus Hoffren, I was first liking anyway. Lots of waves. More Wu-Tang tinfoil is out. Oh, yeah. And Pleaser DAO is messaging GME holders, asking them to test their brokerages connections with the album.com. So we might be getting a whole bunch of announcements coming soon. Can you imagine if we've got Roaring Kitty's back, we get the Wu-Tang album, something like merger acquisition is announced, BBBY comes out of bankruptcy, it all just kind of encapsulates the month of June, and this becomes the greatest month of our lives. I would be very, 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 very pleased. And I will see you all at Schlong Island, Dick's Halfway In, Eye of Africa, Yellowstone super volcano, like wherever you guys want to go, we'll go. We can have a party in my backyard. I'll get the well. You all come to 4th of Julossum and play in the bounce house and slip and slide. I'll cook your burgers. It'll be a great time. Grand Old 4th on Bainbridge is like the greatest small town 4th of July ever. You're all invited. If this kicks off. If it doesn't kick off, well, then I'm just going to sulk. But yeah. So, right, monkey? You want a high five? You want a high five? Do you? You want a high five? Oh, there it is. What a good high five. Yes, it was. Ah, that's a good dog. High five time. Pew. Who's messaging me? It's 10 o'clock at night. Why are you messaging me? Come on. Is it important? Is it important? Is it amazing? Is it, what is it? Oh, 386,500 shares waiting to trigger the moment trading begins. That's going to be a giant candle by the time this thing happens. That's at $27.59, which is, I think, where Robinhood is frozen. 385. We might have 1 million shares trigger the moment pre-market opens. Goodness gracious. Okay. Zoobs are trying to sleep. That's not happening. It is not happening. BJK 0331. Houston, how high do you think it'll go by 21st? Like a legit number, not just MOAS. What are we looking at? Do you think have birthday? I'm hoping 1,000 a share. That would be great if we start getting the squeeze territory. But I'm preparing myself for between two options before perhaps market makers and hedge funds and the SEC try to put a kibosh on things. If it breaks $120, then technically it's past the high we had during the sneeze, the baby squeeze. But I'm also like, I think it can easily go to that 400, 480 range. Especially if for some reason they just let it fly and take the circuit breakers off, because it's going to be nuts. They might as well just de-circuit breaker it because they got to let this thing go. And so that's why I want 100 call options. So we can go back to the math here. So get 100 call options. Whoops, that's 1,000. Get 100 call options or more, however many I can get. And I don't know, let's say my average for call options at this point is $50, right? And it goes to $400. That's 35,000 call option. Oops. So if it goes to $400, that's $35,000 per call option if you have $50 call options, plus premiums and whatever. So around $3.5 million. That is Houston can sit on a beach money and be happy and worry about his shares another day, whatever. It's also the ability to buy a crap load of puts, even if it hits that price in the highest put is like $125. Let's say it's $1,000 per put at $125, right? So you get 3,500 of them. Okay, 3,500. They're dated out far, so because it'll come back to Earth at some point. And 3,500. And gosh dang it, would you just clear? I'm trying. 3,500 times. So let's say it goes back to $20. You do $10,000 in each one of those. And boom, you're at 35 million just from playing the puts on the way back down after you've checked out of your options. Now, it could go higher than it could fly to the thousands and whatever, and more options get written, and who knows. But that's what I'm playing. And then if it does go to the absolute moon, then I worry about my selling strategy for the shares I have on hand. And that's the game I'm playing. You guys can play along. You guys can watch from home. You guys can say I'm an idiot. But I just want a 4x4 RV and a beach. That works for me. So the heart's like right now. None of them off. Good move for the morning. What calls are affordable? I don't think anything's going to be affordable in the morning because we're going to have so much implied volatility from the rocket over the weekend that everything's going to be freakishly expensive all at once. Yeah, it's so I don't know how much volatility and how long it will last. If it will just get a big old spike and then they bring it back down again, or if it keeps going day after day, it might level out at a new floor, maybe $35-$40 or something. And if it levels out there, then the implied volatility will shrink and it'll start to get cheaper to buy more options. But I'm not going to purchase any more options that open tomorrow because the implied volatility is going to be crazy high. The value of my options, depending on what happens at open, they could spike really high, and I might go, all right, maybe I'll sell them close to open or right after open, and then sit on that cash for a little bit and wait to see kind of where it settles out. And if implied volatility drops a little bit, I may miss the boat. Who knows? Maybe it will mow-ash tomorrow afternoon, and I'll be like, oh. But I still got my options, and I can still sit on those. So that's my hedge. So I'm probably not going to buy options in the morning. That's for sure. The price will be nuts, and it won't get me to my 100 that I want. It'll just be like, well, the price went really high, and then the shorts will kick in and try to hammer it down, and that's when I'll probably try to buy. And then I'll probably get that boost at close to 15 minutes before close. It'll climb another 10% or something, and implied volatility will go up. So probably while I'm interviewing with Josh on the Gist, I'll be like, shut up a minute, I gotta do my options play. So yeah, that's what we got. Trade Chapman, Martinelli's tonight? Not yet tonight. Not until like the fuse may have been lit, or he might be holding the lighter really close to the fuse right now, going didn't quite light it yet. And I have a feeling I might be doing Martinelli's this week personally. Yeah. And remember, applied volatility is also going to get crazy high, probably starting next Monday as well, because they got the earnings coming up. And earnings, when you get close to earnings, the implied volatility always goes really high as well. So there might be a point at some time this week when it settles out before the pre-earnings volatility kicks in, and we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. It's just, it's so hard to plan for. Hey, Fat Cat, you in to join the party? Yeah? All right, you do your thing. Per turn, DFV has returned. Our kitten savior has 12 million shares worth of options, 5 million shares, and 29 million to play with. Never figured it could be so wrecked for so long. I think he's got a lot more than 29 million to play with, personally. Per turn, you should string long enough that the German market opens and watch it live. Oh, I'm gonna have to try and go to sleep at some point, especially since the market opens for us in what, 8 hours, 8.5 hours or so. And I gotta do the gist, and I gotta do my regular show, and I have to like have enough zhuzh to stare at the green lines all day tomorrow. So, yeah. Zoobs, Robinhood breaks at 20%, already canceling orders. It appears. Per turn, Houston. Oh, that's you did that one. Tony Tran, F Robinhood scam, 24-hour market. It is a total scam market. It does not report to the major exchanges, but I think pre-market's going to be wild enough that stuff's going to go bonkers. Hey, Freeman, GME question. Why the positive news at the beginning of the week, not better like midweek or end of week? I don't know. Personally. Keith knows. I think because he wants people to have a whole week of FOMOing into this thing. That's what I think. Is he wants the FOMO masters FOMOing away because the normies are coming. The average person is like, it's happening again? Well, I better take my paycheck and buy some. I don't want to miss out. I'll watch that movie. And that's what I think that's what he's getting them in on. Elah says, I knew it. DFV is buying calls. Zoobs legit don't know what to think. Louis got his little rocket graphs. Zoobs, Freeman probably better pre-earnings and shareholder meeting. That's also, yeah, true, because remember, Wednesday the 11th is earnings, and then the 13th is the shareholder meeting. So stuff's coming, man. P-Parp Music, you trying to at least get kicked out of EXO soon this time. It's what I do best. Michael Harrow. Houston, since UBS wasn't the buyer, does this mean Switzerland is for sale? Yep. Ski and ski out chalets for everybody. That's what's going to happen. John Vasquez, can it be a here we go moment? I think so. And Arthur Kyle says, let's go. It's going to be a fun one. Yes. I get dibs on Amsterdam. Huge unit is here. Let's go, Houston. Ace Ventura is here. SJ is also here from Australia. Lexington Productions, Houston. What's the over-under on halts for tomorrow? A fish wears a mattress. I bet it halts the moment it opens. I bet there's a big giant price. It's like, bam, an immediate halt the minute it opens. We'll probably see, I bet we'll see several million shares in pre-market before open. What do you think, Monkey? You're awfully quiet today, buddy. You're always quiet. We never hear you make noise unless you're kicking Snoopy's ass. KYP is up. Fantastic. Antonio Bice says this is going to be epic. Eugene says happy birthday. Why, Tyler? Is the baby coming or what? I think it's starting to dilate. Ace Ventura, I've become inebriated and may divulge information previously unknown. Philip Tang. This has been quite a start to the story. Houston, we'll start. We're 3 years into it. There's going to be a sequel. They're making a sequel to Dumb Money. And they're going to make a sequel to The Big Short out of this sucker. Drew Noam the Whale with my 0.0016 shares on Robinhood. Passing Cloud, want to get Houston? You got me. Eugene's back. DFV didn't DRS. That's from his brokerage account, I think. Yeah. Jamie Thompson's so happy right now. Avocados. Yes, on the German market. I looked earlier to see what markets were opened, and it was just Tokyo and Australia, but could not find GME listed on their markets. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. I've never tried to look on those markets. SJ, do you have input? Is there a version of GME sold in Australian exchanges? And if so, what's happening? Gary Golithon, will he exercise options now? I don't think he will right away. I think he wants to put the fear of God into them. That's what I think. So, Turkish Houston, where is the Mike Lebowski DFV went from 800,000 shares? A tree just fell out there. That was a big crash, wasn't it, Monkey? You guys hear that in the microphone? Big tree just slammed somewhere yonder. It's been really rainy and windy, so I may disappear at any moment if that's what's happening. Sorry, what was I talking about? Oh, DFV from 800,000 post split to 5 million. Yes, so it was 800,000 post split. So if I redo that math, right? It's 800,000, and it splits it. Oops, not 40. So we're at 3.2 million, and he's selling contracts $100 each. Theoretically, you could do. Oops, sorry. Three. Gosh dang it! Can I just clear? 3, 2, 1 million shares. Divide that by 100. That's 32,000 contracts at $100. You could theoretically do 3.2 million a week if you wanted to, or with that many contracts, he could sell way out of money. That's a lot. That's a lot, Monkey. That's a lot of contracts he could sell at any moment he wants and just pile in extra cash. So that's what happened. Is he probably made a bunch of money messing with contracts and then adding to his pile every single time he sold a contract. Got pollen? Anyone looking for a kidney? I'm selling one for more GME shares. Sign me up. We only need 2 kidneys. How long to pre-market? Pre-market is in 5 hours-ish. 4 hours and 41 minutes or so. Turkish, but you need $240 million exercise. Is he hiding that much? I have a feeling he is, personally. Michael Harrow, DFV, just needs to hit $70 to become a billionaire. Mm-hmm. Old Hodel and Zia just bought a house. Have no ambition to buy, except for a few shares I hold. Well, should have waited. Tony Bias, you're back. I am back. Advancing Cloud, and we're back. And we're all back. I was on my internet crapped out. So, let's leave that. Go back to Big Houston. Houston, you have a problem. Always. 74 random time to start. Well, that's because I left my mom's house and then got here and then I'd throw on a cool shirt and get my water and set up the show. So, that was as soon as I could do it. Mark Kilpatrick, what if he chooses to DRS them all? Mayhem. I mean, it all depends on how long it will take him to DRS, right? We'll have to see. We'll see. What's he going to do? Bex, I was just about to sleep. Now I'm wide awake. That's what's going to happen. Code Red K for Jimmy, first company to successfully land on the moon. BBJ. You know what's stupid? Robinhood let me sell one share at $27.58, but won't let a buy order get one. That was a good test. Well, now you're one share down. All New Zealand DFV screenshot shows shares in a brokerage account, right? So he could not only exercise but DRS millions. That's true. He could do that. Space member 593 thought this was from hours ago. Glad I happened to stumble upon it. Welcome, Mark Kilpatrick. He would lose control of when to sell them if you DRS them. That's also true. Michael Harrow, are you looking to buy property in Switzerland? I would love a ski out in Switzerland. That'd be fantastic. I would take my friends Eric and Kat and their beautiful little daughter, and I'd put them in it. Be like, you guys take care of that house. I will visit you and go skiing. And that'd be great. BJK031, what is the first level or selling strategy? 1,000 a share, 10,000 a share? I would hope 10,000 a share. That would be pretty sweet. I guess we have to look at what's doing, right? Like if DFV sees 1,000 a share and gets out and he has $17 billion, right? Like he's like, I got $17 billion, dump 17 million shares in the market. Well, then other whales who have huge amounts of shares like that may be dumping at about the same rate. So we have to look at what the infinity pool is like, what everyone, how people are they're gonna see all sorts of crooked numbers in their accounts and lots of zeros, and their brains are gonna be like, and they might think they're gonna hold forever, but you cannot guarantee that, because they're like, well, that pays for my kids' education, a new house, I never have to work again, boop. So I'm gonna try to hold out for as long as I can. I'm gonna try my strategy of selling one share at a time, working my way up until I get to a point where I'm like, the volume has been nuts, the price is so high, retirement. And then I will buy a shitload of puts and write it back down and retire again. So that's, yeah. Emu goes fishing 84. Wildlife indeed. Kevin Rannon, happy birthday, Houston. Happy HFB, happy fucking birthday holders. 4ZZ9. If DRS helped, he would have done it. It's already over in the last 2 years when DRS is being pushed hard. Zoobs is buying Amsterdam. Platinum, Houston, glad you're doing this. Jason 5327. Hello, I'm looking at my father. You're my father. Maybe. How old are you? That's the first question I gotta ask. If you are under the age of 24, there's a non-zero chance. Oliver Hearns, news in 3 weeks, breaking DFV. DFV breaks Switzerland. Avocado sticks halfway in. Here we come. Sticks halfway in may come to us at this point. Although Kid doesn't have enough. Well, maybe. Platinum. Actually, now that we know it's Keith Gil and not UBS, why did Cohen sell 45 million shares? Doesn't make sense. Well, it makes sense if they needed $2 billion to do the play that they want to do for merger acquisition. Think about this, right? Just ponder, if you will. There is, between the dip and Philo, what, like $500 million in Bed Bath & Beyond, right? That's how much has been invested by the dip and Philo facility. There's another $1 billion in bonds that if a credit bid is made by the dip and Philo, the people who have bonds, well, they get a huge chunk of the company, and Ryan might not want to give him a huge chunk of the company. He might be like, well, we're going to buy off your bonds. So he buys off all the bonds, another $1 billion right there, and then issues new equity, obtains the nulls, and we go from there. Gangbusters. Chapa, 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 right? So if you're going to do that, you want to still have cash left over. So you have $1 billion left over if you do it that way. So that's good theory, in my opinion. They could have spent $900 million buying a huge chunk of Lego. That, what, 10% of Lego or something at that price? They could have bought up, 20 or 30 small, dead, Q stock, bankrupt legacy companies like Blockbuster and Toys R Us and whatnot, and doing something with that. And then they'll need another $1 billion cash to make sure these companies can exist and do things. Buy, products to sell. I don't know. It can't hurt to have some money at this point. And you're not using that money to pay off debt. That's done. You did that 3 years ago. So if you wanted to, you could borrow and do huge plays. But I think at the moment they got something up their sleeve, and they're not showing it yet. How New Zealand, if this hits $100, that's 250,000 calls for June 21st. Oh, believe me, it's going to be a lot more than that by then. I bet it'll be 500,000 or so calls in that range by June 21st. Gme.nut, Gme diluted, so DFV could get more options. That's also a possibility. Maybe call them and was like, hey, I'd like to be a large investor in your company as a huge shareholder. May I talk to the board? And the board's like, of course. You're famous. Indian Scout 1920. Good morning from Norway. Happy to have some company while I try to adjust the yellow update. Oops, still can't sleep. PP long stockings. P long stock, sorry. Open the casino. Open. Frozen State Productions. Of the shorts, If the shorts know DFV had the ammo to annihilate, why even try to knock the price back down? Because they didn't know. He didn't. I mean, what he'd do, if he made $20 million on a trade, he would do a form, was it Form G? IRS would know, but the shorts wouldn't at that point. He's basically a family fund or an independent investor, so he doesn't have to report that stuff, any of his plays, to anybody at that point. So the shorts might not know. They may have just been like, "Well, something weird's going on. I don't know. Algorithms taking over." Maybe a lot of them really aren't paying attention to us at all. They're just like, "The algos will take care of it. I'm a hero of the corporate world." But Monday they're going to be talking all about it all over again. So, bottle flip kit. I'm buying at 4 a.m. How many calls up to $25? Well, let's look at ye old. Refresh. Okay, so this is June 21st. Oh, god dang it. Come on. Boop, there we go. June 21st. And, oh yeah, I forgot on the weekend they do this crap. All right, GME options chain. You gonna give it to me? Here we go. GME options chain. They always zero. Yeah, they zero it out over the weekend, so you never see what's in the frickin'. Okay, Yahoo, you suck. Let's see the NASDAQ. Does NASDAQ have any numbers over the weekend? Here we go. All right. Open interest. June 7th. $21. Are they not expanding? All types, near the money. All. That's what I want. Okay, so let's get past June 7th. We want the 21st, right? Expiration date. Oh, that's just going to give you all those. I guess I got to do it that way. Okay. June 21st, but what, here? June 14th, June 4th. Here we go, June 21st. So, open interest is on the right. Holy smokes. This is showing insane numbers compared to what Yahoo was showing. So, we have at $2, 2,000, 600, 700, 2,000, 1,000, 1,600. Oh no, sorry, those are puts. Those puts? I never use this one. Yep. Okay. Sorry, this side. So we have a whole bunch of puts that will never get triggered ever over on that side. And we have, there's the 144,000 for June 21. So before that we had, I don't know, what, 10,000 or so, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 160, 170, up to $25, another 22,000. So about 300,000 for June 21 at $25. And it looks like we're at least at $27 and change at open. So that adds another 3, 4, almost 5,000. 27. So that's 305,000 shares would be in the money. If we push to 30, adds another like 21, 22,000 shares. And the next big wave is at 40. I've got a few of those. Yeah. I think these numbers are going to start to get bonkers. I think you're going to see other whales, hedge funds, starting to hedge in buying into these options because it might be the only way they save themselves. It's like, the price is going to rocket. I owe 80 bajillion shares. I may as well get as many options as humanly possible and then let the options writers all suffer and take the blame on this one. And the market makers are going to be like, screw you, buddy. And then they're going to have to like buy dupes like crazy and use that to offset everything. But then we might have these $87 billion plus in swaps all expiring tomorrow. So who knows what the hell's going to happen? I just know that it's like being inside of an explosion and trying to figure out where the explosion started. I think that's where we are right now. Like, there's so many catalysts happening. We've got quadruple witching coming. We've got swaps expiring. We've got earnings and shareholder meeting and DFV going nuts. And we're smelling blood in the water. and banks are hurting more than ever. It's just a great time to be alive. The world is ending. It's fantastic. We all have our own private beach. Okay. Robert Pierpoint. Oh, crap. Robert Pierpoint, you just reset, and I did not see what happened to you. Where'd you go? How'd you go, Robert Pierpoint? All right, you're past that one. You're up there. Here we go. If nothing else, he will sell some of the calls, get the money to exercise the rest of the calls. Exactly. He can sell the exercise. So if we can go back to calculator again. Let's say he doesn't have the cash. He doesn't have the cash, and he's got the 120,000 calls, right? $20. So he's going to need, whoops, that didn't work. Sorry. 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's 12 million shares at $20. He's going to need $240 million, right, to exercise these suckers. So let's say the price goes to $100, right? So price goes to $100. That's each one of those things is worth 8,000 plus a premium. So let's say $9,000 a contract times 140,000 of them. Oops. Then he's at $1.26 billion if it goes $100 a contract. So he could sell a little bit of that, like 20% of that, and exercise almost every single one that's left after that. So yeah, he's okay. He's okay. He'd still have $1 billion worth of shares if he exercised enough to buy the rest. So I think he'll do okay. I think the kid will be all right. Yes. Well, Floor Dog. Floor Dog's doing her Floor Dog thing. Okay. Aaron Rosario. Can they just extend tomorrow's big swap? Lots more risk now. If they extend it, they're extending it in an era of insanely high interest rates. Plus, with the stock being as valued as high as it probably is, no one may want to take on that risk. Sure, I'll hold on to that swap for you. And then I'll blow up my own firm, right? My own institution, my own bank, because I'm holding the bags like UBS on this sticker. It may not. Tom Zock E, Germany, 36.50. Ooh, okay. 36.5 a euro to USD. That is 38.52 US dollars. Nice. Nice, Tom Zock. Nice. All right. So we're pushing $40 in the German market right now. Cool. That's It's so hard to sleep tonight. It's so hard. Oh my gosh. And then alarm clock's gonna go off and I'm just gonna be like all blood vessels in my eye, staring at that graph, waiting for a moment to go boop. All right, up 77%. Man, okay. I'll go for like 15 minutes more, and then I'm gonna have to try and force myself to try and get some sleep. I don't know if I'll be able to, because we got a big day tomorrow. It's a very big day. This next 3 weeks are gonna be absolutely incredible. I don't know how I'm gonna focus on anything. Monkey, you have to like take yourself for walks and feed yourself at this point. I'm gonna forget to like bathe and do things and eat. I'm sorry. It's just the way it's gonna be. You're gonna be a latchkey kid this week. Okay. Clicks and interruptions. Houston, you're destroying people on Twitter by the use of actual facts. It happens. They don't like it when I'm back. Plus, I was having a lot of fun just absolutely driving some Elon SpaceX fanboys up the wall yesterday. It was just, you missed that on Blue Sky. On Blue Sky, it's like there's lots of good shit posters, a lot of good jokes. And it's really funny, but the number of assholes are lacking. So it's like, oh, I really enjoy your company, but at the same time, I just want to needle somebody sometime. Zoob's from Canada. All right. Space member can't sleep. Citizen 54 articles already out blaming Rory Kitty for the jump in stock prices due to retail rally. Ooh. I mean, I was already seeing stuff on Twitter pop up where like, oh, he's definitely going to jail for this one. No, he's not, dude. He's not. All he did was he announced his holdings. That's all he did. And he didn't sell last time. Perhaps collected more shares. But man, what's this one? Whoops. Boom. Oh, my mom finished the puzzle. There you go. It's dogs. Dogs on a bench. I told her we'd done this puzzle before. I was like, I'm pretty sure we did this puzzle like a year ago. Oh, no, we didn't. Yeah, we totally did this puzzle. I put together this Dalmatian before. Yeah. Dave Brooks, sorry, wife and I have been avid listeners for a long time now, and neither one of us know what a lurker is or what phishing is all about. Got a second to explain. A lurker is, well, there's probably 50 people who are pretty regular in the chat. Another 50 who show up here and there and point things out every once in a while, ask a question. And then there's 20,000 people you never hear from who are subscribers. And of that 20,000, probably 5,000 are like fairly regular viewers. And so those are lurkers. Those are the people, they lurk, they watch the videos, they'll watch them oftentimes when they're not live, like at a later date. And lurker phishing is people can gift memberships to the channel. I have no idea how much that costs. I don't know. It's like 1 month membership, and you can do like 1 of them, 5 of them, 10 of them, 20 of them, whatever. And it finds the people who are watching and gives them memberships. And sometimes you get people who are lurkers who I've never seen their screen names before. They never ask a question. They're always in the background, just kind of watching. So those are the lurkers. They're shady. They're out there, in the shadows. Yeah. They're just the quiet kids in class. That's who they are. We're the loud, annoying kids. There are people like, just shut up. They're the quiet kids who are just reading their book and doing their homework and going, never about asking questions. They just get A's on their tests and they go about their life. That's who they are. Old Tom Morris. This is why Pulte was praising Ryan Cohen and saying get ready on Twitter. He did say we win at some point. And I thought maybe it was Panthers game, but Panthers already going to the Stanley Cup and it happened yesterday. So either he's 24 hours late or what, I don't know. But then, boom, here we go. Luis Gonzalez wants to go to space. You might be able to afford yourself a trip on New Shepard. Meet my friend Sarah. She's wonderful. She'll teach you all about how to go into space on a rocket, and you'll have the memories of floating in space. Seeing the curve of the Earth. Bull market investor 200M says it's going to kick off. Avocados, I have Africa Doom Buggy Race. Woot woot. I'm game. That's going to be a big candle. Yes, it is. Huddle New Zealand, when do options become available to buy? Being in a different time zone, I want to try to catch one or two. At 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and if you're in New Zealand, I have no idea how many hours ahead you are of us on that one, because you're the next day. So, so it's 5:41 p.m. where you are, and we are about 8 hours from market open, 7 hours and 50 minutes. So that's going to be about 1 a.m. your time is when they'll be ready. So looks like you're staying up. You're not getting any sleep tonight. So there you go. Around 1:30 in the morning, I think, ish. Somewhere around there. Citizen 54. I want MOAS, but I'm afraid if it's before election, it'll get us another Trump presidency. With the economy collapsing before the election, affect Biden's chances. What terrible choices we have. Things are weird, man. So Washington State, where I live, has a law that people who are felons can't run for federal office. So he's off the ballot apparently in Washington as of Thursday, this last Thursday. So he won't be on the ballot in Washington. He was going to win Washington anyway, but he'd still get, a couple million popular votes from Washington State. I'm not sure what other states have no felon laws. What states have no felon laws for office? So that's Washington.